Matthews has got 46 goals on the season. He's 6'3", 220. We all know that. Babcock used to say it all the time. We believe he can be the best two-way center in the league. And I have heard, and I'm sure you guys have heard something similar, like that is a legitimate belief behind the scenes. Will he ever get there? Who knows? But the Leafs believe they've paid this guy $11.6, yeah, for 50 goals, but also to be getting big assignments defensively, and be a guy who can play, smart hockey all over the rink.
Are you paying Mitch Marner $11 million to become Jere Lehtinen? Like, why is it on Matthews to become the best two-way centerman and not the winger? Is he also expected to become?
I feel like Marner has established himself more as a defensively sound player because he kills penalties, which may not be fair. I mean, it's not 5-on-5.
Block shots.
Yeah, like Marner, and the center position is more important defensively than a winger.
Which is why you
with
should
all the respect to the two of you.
Yeah, which is why you should expect the winger to be good. I just think it's funny. Like, everyone's like, oh, he's got to be the best. He's got to be Bergeron. He can do it. And he may be able to. Is Tavares expected to become Bergeron?
Well, I think there's a difference between I don't think
Tavares was ever expected to be him.
So that's the thing. Marner.
That's the thing. I think they legitimately look at Matthews and think he is capable of getting there. Maybe they don't feel like Marner is capable of getting there. I don't know. I mean, Marner didn't come up. We can ask him next time we talk to him or talk to Sheldon or Kyle or whatever.
If you're going to associate it with money, he gets all this money, he's got to be a two-way center. He's got to be great in his own end as well, score 55 goals. I'm okay with that. That same standard should then be applied to, I imagine, everyone who makes that much money.
Well, you're right.
Well, everybody that makes a lot of money, there's a bunch of guys that make a lot of money. You don't just say you got to be a major award winner or you're a failure.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying it seems like they're holding Auston Matthews to a potential higher bar than the others.
Yes.
Is the point I'm making.
I understand what you're saying. I think, again, it might be based on capability.
Because he can be.
Because he can. You can't expect it out of everybody. Here's what Shanahan had to say about Auston Matthews.
I always felt when he first came up that he had one of those rare players that has the ability to lead a league in scoring and also be its best defensive player. I mean, there's very few guys that do that. In hockey, I can remember Fedorov, in basketball, Michael Jordan, and that's comparing him, putting him in some elite company. And I don't want to put that on him today, but he is the kind of guy, and you'll look down the hallway at a guy like a Kopitar and how he's played. I think that Auston is dynamic and explosive offensively, but I think that he also has the ability with his size and his strength and his awareness and his commitment to be also a Selke Trophy winner.
So that's high praise from the president of the team, and it will lead to that type of expectation in the future. Because if Shanahan's saying he's always believed it, that's what they were drafting. We're 3.5 years into the development of him getting to that point. And, Fedorov is an interesting comparison. You guys would have played against him. And he led the league in points, I believe, and he won a Hart Trophy. And
he won a Selke, too, didn't he?
Yeah, that year. Did he win? I don't know if he won.
I don't remember.
I'm trying to think. He was an amazing defensive player.
Right. And you think of guys like Kopitar, but Kopitar's never led the league in goal scoring. Datsuk was a great two-way guy. He touched up on 100 points, never got over, and never won a Rocket Richard.
Yeah, he's a guy that seemed like he was committed to sacrificing a little bit of offense to be that sound defensive player.
Here's Ray Ferraro, TSN hockey analyst, joining us here on the Maple Toyota Hotline. We just played that clip from Shanahan, who's in L.A., and he said they've always believed that Matthews has the ability to lead the league in points, but also be the best defensive center in the league. Do you share those expectations?
Wow, that's pretty lofty, right? Pretty high bar.
Basically, best player in the world. That's what they're saying.
Michael Jordan of hockey is what he's looking for.
Yeah, best player in the world.
That's it.
Well, I guess somebody has to be that, or somebody could be that. I mean, I don't. I mean, he's got a. I guess I would say he's got a skill set that would allow him to do something other guys physically can't do, right? It's whether he will be able to do it and choose to do it. I think it would be really hard to do both in the same year, like to lead the league in goals and to be the best defensive centerman in the league. I don't know. Doesn't that seem like that would be a lot to do? Like that means you're taking hundreds of face-offs in the defensive zone. That means you're grinding against the other team's best line.
Killing
yet
penalties.
At the other way, and at the other end, you just got to score 50 goals. I mean, I get it. He's a unique guy. I mean, he's really unique, but I don't know that. I just can't. I'm trying to picture how that would all come about, and it seems pretty tough for me. I mean, I look at the. I mean, there's probably other guys, but what do you guys think? Like, is there a better quote unquote 200-foot player than Patrice Bergeron right now?
No.
You
No
know?
one is.
No.
And then you get in. Not now, but I mean, he gets 80 points.
Yeah. And Barkov had a great
that's
year
all-
last year and got to 95 or something.
Yeah, and as good as Bergeron is, not even once does I don't even believe he ever gets a sniff at a Hart Trophy. Slam dunk Selke every year, not a sniff Hart.
Right, because he won't score enough.
Right.
And so I look at that and I think, like, to score 50 goals and to be in that conversation would be really, really difficult. But there are teams that have a placeholder number one centerman, and of course he's at a different level than all of that. And I think I would assume that's kind of what he's pointing to, right? Is like he can be a unique player in the league.
Yeah, and I think that's
He already
fair,
is.
right? Like, he already is, exactly, Ray. But as Brian mentioned, it's been a few years now, so if he's not yet fully embraced the defensive side of the puck to the degree that Brendan Shanahan thinks he can or should, what do you think is holding him back? Is it physical tools? Is it the commitment to do it? Is it the talent and the brains to pull it off? Why wouldn't he have done it 4 years in if he was going to end up there anyways?
Well, I would say it would be the commitment to doing it. And also because he's so young, also the understanding on how to do it. And I just, I'm just thinking a little bit like when I started about how much wasted effort you would make. You're like racing all over the place, and then a couple years in, you go, well, why don't I just stand here? The puck's going to come here anyway. Mm-hmm. And now I look at him, he's more physical. I think he's more engaged defensively than he was certainly in his first couple of years. Like, he looks like a different player to me and a better player. And so, I don't know if that leads to being the best defensive player in the league one day, but I think he's already made some legit steps in that direction. For me, anyway, he has.
Oh, I don't think you're alone in that.
Yeah.
He looks great. Like, he's had a great year. This has absolutely been his best season.
Can't get on him at all.
No, there's nothing you can gripe about with Auston Matthews. And maybe the logic here in terms of the whole game, 200-foot game, best all-around player, basically, which is what the case would be. If you win the Hart, the Selke, Rocket Richard, there's no one else that's in your category, is I guess the best defense would be the best offense. Or if he's up against the best competition, if he just wins that battle every night, if you're beating McDavid, if you're beating Crosby, if you're beating Stamkos or whoever it is, does that count? Like, how do we define defensive savvy? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of the matchups,
right?
and
Because he's not going to be getting the puck and shooting it out to center and changing it, coming back to the bench, and everyone's going to say, "Hey, safe play, good play."
right, exactly.
Right?
He's not going to shadow the other guy.
And so I think it would be. I'm thinking as you lay it out like that, how difficult it would be to be considered the best defensive guy, because if you're out there against the McDavids of the world, no matter how good you are, he's going to score on you too. And there's going to be some times where you give up a bucket load just because the other guy was better than you that night. And that would be a real challenge as well about this best forward in the game or defensive forward in the game. But it doesn't mean his game can't continue to grow. And like we just talked about, I mean, it already has. I mean, he doesn't even look like the same guy. Like, go back to that game in Florida 10 days ago, and he crushed Mackenzie Weegar behind the net and then made a play right out front, and the rebound came to him and he put it in. Like, he's doing stuff like that I don't recall him doing on a regular basis before. And that's going to, as you said, Brian, play offense for defense. He does more of that, he'll play less defense. Maybe it'll make his defense seem better. He's already good. I think he's a good defensive centerman. Mm-hmm. I think he's more committed to it than he's ever been. And he's certainly getting the minutes to do it. I mean, it's pretty clear they look at the bottom half of that roster and go, oh boy, we don't really know what we're doing here, like what we're going to get from those guys today. And so those big boys are going to get the wheels run off them here in the last quarter of the season.